Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the ESL Mobile Open. We're here for a recap for week number 2. I'm Inverum.
I'm Glitter Explosion.
And welcome back to another week of mobile esports. You know what? We practiced the toss and Glitter, even though we're remote, I think it still worked. A little bit of delay. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Look,
I felt good about it.
I did too. Good. Okay, we'll keep working. We'll keep working. Look, all I know is week number 1 was absolutely incredible, and I expect week number 2 to continue to deliver. And for all those of you joining us for the first time, welcome. This is ESL Mobile, the home of mobile esports here in North America and beyond. And we are really pleased to be back for another season of amazing action, giving players an opportunity to compete and really climb the ladder, Glitter.
Yeah, I mean, we had such a good first week. I mean, even some conspiracy theories that we'll talk about later on. But the players came ready to play, so I'm expecting week 2 to be even more competitive, more entertaining, and I'm looking forward to all of our plays.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Players are continuing to refine their strategies, work on their team cohesion, get their game plans down pat. And that's really what it's all about, is giving these players an opportunity to continue to grow and develop. That's really what our program is all about. And I mentioned before, it's not just here in North America, it is across the globe. And that's what's so fantastic about our 2021 year. Things have only expanded, got bigger and better. I'm so excited about it. In fact, we have a whole video that breaks down all the changes. So let's take a look. Welcome to ESL Mobile, the home of mobile esports. ESL Mobile is a global program designed to give you an opportunity to compete in your favorite mobile games, featuring multiple game titles, taking place in 3 regions and offering 2 levels of competition. There's something here for everyone. ESL Mobile Open is the gateway to competitive play, free to join and open to any resident of our supported regions. This is the best way for you to enjoy the thrill of victory and take your shot at winning cash prizes. Each season of Mobile Open will consist of 2 ladders, and the top competitors from each will qualify for the Mobile Open play-ins. ESL Mobile Challenge is your path to glory. If you are a top competitor in the Mobile Open play-ins, you will earn a spot in the Mobile Challenge season. The top team from each ladder will skip the play-ins and qualify directly for the Mobile Challenge season. This is where you'll have the chance to compete against the best players in your region. At the end of each season, top Mobile Challenge players will compete in the Mobile Challenge Finals to determine a winner and be crowned their region's champion. ESL Mobile is for everyone. This is your opportunity to join a diverse and growing community of players across the world and see just how far you can go. I mean, from open to challenge, the opportunities just keep coming. So many chances for players to continue to hone their skills and win some prize money, get some clout along the way, which never hurt nobody when you're trying to ascend the rungs of competitive esports. And look, that's really what this is all about. It's giving players an opportunity. Because Glitter, okay, look, we talked about week number 1 a little bit. Let's talk about the show. Let's talk about how it all works.
Yeah. I mean, so obviously, we are a weekly recap show of all of the amazing titles. We have 5, okay, in our program. We're going to be letting you guys know exactly what goes on in every single esport, recapping the best of the best and running some pretty cool storylines. Because like I said, there's some stuff that we didn't see coming here this week, and I'm excited to get into it.
As am I, absolutely, because you're not wrong. There are some teams, some players coming out of nowhere, some established squads, of course, doing well, but definitely some dark horses, some up-and-comers looking to give them a run for their money. And it all starts with their very first game, which is, of course, Brawl Stars, taking a look at our newest title, or one of our new titles joining us here for 2021. Ash Brawl Stars is kind enough once again to provide us with a recap, a breakdown of the action from week number 1. So I'm excited to take a look at that. Before we do, though, we have to talk about the leaderboard. We have to talk about the teams, the squads, because things have shifted a little bit since last week, Glitter.
Yeah, you can actually see there. And mind you, this is a very, very close race, but SDMN was in first place at the end of last week, and now we see Tribe just barely able to squeak past them, and those 2 teams actually holding on to a pretty decent lead above the rest of the teams when we do go down the list there, Paul.
We do, and I mean, again, some squads we're kind of expecting to step there near the top, but also, hey, some up-and-coming teams, the unknowns up there in the middle. Excited to see see some more play from this squad. And of course, other teams like Red Button, the last squad to break that 1,000 point mark, which is insane after only 2 weeks of play. And even seeing a squad like IX Academy down there at the bottom, IX with multiple rosters showing up here. It's really exciting to see again. And it's really cool when you have these multiple squads from the same team, you get more opportunities to practice.
Absolutely. I mean, we were talking about that earlier when we were waiting to start everything. Like, they have not only the opportunity to get the extra reps in, but it does protect a little bit, you know, their strategies. And that could be a little bit of a leg up on some of the other competition if they can kind of keep those secrets as close to the chest as possible for as long as possible. And now we see them up there in the top 16. So clearly it's going well for them.
For sure. I mean, again, the opportunity for players to play up against other great squads continue to get better. And we know favorable brawler matchups, compositions are a big factor in this game. So having, hey, maybe that pocket pick that you can bring out when least expected could be a great opportunity to clutch out a win here. Like I said before, though, Brawl Stars, the name those of you who watch Clash of Clans content on YouTube definitely familiar with. Got a chance to break down the action for week number 2. Let's take a look.
What's up, guys? I'm Ash, and welcome to week 2 of the ESL Mobile Open, where we're going to be covering some of the best games between some of the best teams in North America. We're going to delve into their key strategies, analyze some of their plays, as well as learn from them. So let's dive into the first game. First game is going to be between Tribe and Red Button. I really love the comps both teams are running. Real Canadian going with that Sprout mid, which is going to be very good against Jean. And then on the right side, Tyrant's having a hard time against Nita, mainly because Rosa doesn't have as much range, so he's forced towards the mid where Real Canadian is helping out. Pinch Tyrant, keeping him low, forcing him back. Zulan running the Magic Puff star power, allowing Tyrant to heal back quicker, plus the Rosa star power as well. So Tyrant already back to full health. And now look at Ben's position. He's left in an island of his own, allowing Tyrant to push up because Sprout and Sandy just don't have the damage output to stop a Rosa from walking it in. Alright guys, let's look back at this play. How did Tyrant manage to walk that in so easily? Right here, we're seeing him get double teamed by Real Canadian and Ben, both pushing him back, and his teammate Zulan, both at very low health. So how did he get back in play so fast? Well, it's all thanks to Jean's Magic Puff star power, plus Rosa's star power, Plant Life. Both of those star powers providing Tyrant with a fast recovery, guys. He was able to recover back to full health in just a mere 3 seconds. Look at this. And I feel like this really caught both Ben and his teammates off guard right here, because he look at Ben. He's just too far away right now from the action to help his teammates stop Tyrant, who's already at full health, right? His teammates are a Sandy and a Sprout. They just don't have the damage output to stop a Rosa from walking this in, right? So Ben needs to back up. He needs to go all the way back to help his teammates, but instead he decides to go this direction. And because he decided to go towards this direction, it allowed Tyrant to just go aggressive, and his teammate Corey to also go aggressive and help him out in walking that ball in. So as you can see right here, we can see Tyrant taking advantage of Ben's misposition, allowing him to just go up and walk this in. Ben nowhere near his teammates to help his teammates stop Tyrant. Now, even though that was a very quick goal by Tribe, this game is far from over. Red Button still has a chance. Still 1 minute and 45 seconds left here. Tyrant's going to do a great job taking out Ben. It's a 3v2, but look at Bobo. He's very close to scoring right there. Zulan did an amazing job not panicking, blocking the goal, and passing it to Tyrant. Tyrant's going to move the ball up. Corey's going to try to get some hits, but he's going to get doubled by Sprout and Nita, forcing him to use his gadget to heal up. Nice bear by Ben, but it's going to be taken out quickly thanks to Zulan's help. Tyrant's going to be in a bad position, but he's going to be able to take out Ben thanks to an amazing pull by Zulan. Very well played. RC's going to block Tyrant up there, and it's going to keep Tyrant low, but look at Tyrant. He's going to be able to heal back thanks to Zulan and his Magic Puff star power, giving Tyrant full health again almost. So Corey's going to do a great job pushing the ball up, knowing that he needs to move the ball up. Otherwise, his teammates are going to get spawn trapped. Tyrant unable to heal thanks to Rude Sands. He's going to kick the ball up. That was very clever by his teammate, Corey, some time to get back in play. And then Corey, again, going to do something clever. Kick it to the side. This is what you want to do, guys. Whenever you're in a hard position to defend, you got to kick it to the corner. And as you can see, really, really well defended by Tribe right now. Even though this is gonna be hard to get out of this, it's gonna be hard to get out of this trap. Corey's gonna again kick it to the side, and this is gonna allow RC to pass to Bobo, to pass to Ben for that goal. Oh my goodness, really nice play for the tie. All right, now I just want to quickly go over how well defended this was by Tribe. Tyrant's going to kick the ball forward, and that's going to buy him and his teammate Corey some time to respawn back in time. Corey's going to get that ball, and he's going to kick it to the corner, buying his teammate even more time. Tyrant's going to get back in play, and then Zulan's going to be able to get back in play as well. Bobo just didn't have that opportunity to score, and again, we can see another great play by Corey to, again, corner it. And like I'm telling you guys have to do this. Whenever you're in a spawn trap like that, kick it to the corner, have your teammate keep respawning back, keep cycling until you can get out of this trap. Now, unfortunately for Tribe, this happened right here. Canadian's gonna pass the ball to Bobo, but look at the position, guys. Look at how close Tyrant was from intercepting this ball. Do you guys see that? That is insane. All Tyrant had to do right there, had he gotten this ball, is just kick it forward right here, and that would have bought his teammates enough time to respawn back and stop that goal. That was insane that that ball was able to get by, allowing Red Button to score that. Wow. There's only 15 seconds until overtime, which is trouble for Red Button, because once it's overtime, all the walls are going to be destroyed, and that's going to make it harder for Sprout. It's going to be a nightmare for Sprout. Not only that, Corey has his Sandy Sandstorm concealing him and his teammates. Zulan has his super to pull Ben, and now it's a 3v2. It's going to be easy goal for Tribe. All they have to do right now is just go full aggro, and Tyrant can just walk this in easily. Very well played by Tribe, but kudos to Red Button as well. They played very well. Had they prevented time from walking that ball in easily, they could have won this and prevented the game from even going to overtime. Felion Esports and STMN Esports. So right now we got Zar and Slash on the right against Bobby. Bobby's gonna have a hard time just not having the range to deal with Slash and Zar. On the other side, Tooney's having a hard time dealing with Sky, who's a tick, but he is running around with his Robo Retreat star power. Zar and Slash winning that right side, full control over the right. Slash with a beautiful teleport to take out Tooney, and now Aphelion in full control on both zones. On the other side, we're having Bobby having a hard time pushing up right now without feeding Slash. Slash is going to have his super. He's going to be able to upgrade to stage 2 right now with his Surge. And Zar just dominating on the right side. Just full control over there, forcing everyone on the left side. Tooney's going to go down to Slash. Bobby's going to try to make an aggressive push to push Slash back. But Slash with another amazing teleport to take out Alec. And now Bobby again getting pushed back. Both very low. Zar's going to fully win his lane and already has completed that zone. 80% to 30%. Just dominating performance by Aphelion. Slash just chaining his supers right now. Alex going to defeat Zar on the right with a great teleport. And now STMN in control over the right side. Zar's going to have a hard time taking out Alec right now. On the other side, we got Bobby in control thanks to his batting stance, allowing him to stay alive for longer. Skywalker's going to try to keep them back with his tick. They are pretty low. Slash going to win that lane. Alec is really low right now. Zara has his super. He's going to super bot. Alec's going to teleport out and take out Sky. Wow, what a play. And then Tooney trying to take out Slash is going to take out Slash, who was only at 13 health. But look at Zar, already won his lane on the right side. This is really close now, 94% to 84%. STMN trying their best to make this comeback happen. Look at Bobby trying to flank on the left. And on the other side, Alec having a hard time dealing with Zar, just not having that teleport. Is he going to be able to teleport in? He's not going to be able to. I think he's out of teleports at this point. But look at Bobby on the left side, just trying his best to keep them back. Now, in order for STMN to win, they need to win the right zone in order to win this game. Look at Bobby, gonna sneak in. Amazing super by Toonie to take out Slash, and then Toonie's gonna get his super back, and he's gonna chain super to take out Czar as well. What a play by Toonie to take out 2 enemies, allowing STMN to win the right lane, and now they have control over both lanes, and they've made this insane comeback happen. Amazing plays by Toonie, Alec, and Bobby to win that game. Wow. All right, let's quickly go over the key strategy STMN used to win this matchup. It all started by them winning the left zone, right? By winning this left zone, it's going to prevent Aphelion from getting any additional percentage points, allowing STM to just focus on getting this. They just need at least 10 more %. If they can team wipe Aphelion and get to that zone, they can definitely win it. So what you can see right here is Bobby being very sneaky, coming in from behind to create a trap. By flanking in from behind, he knows his teammate Alec is up here. Alec is hiding up here in the bushes. Alec's gonna exert some of his pressure from the top, and then they can create a trap. And then you can also see Toonie coming in from the right. And without Toonie's heroic plays, guys, this wouldn't have equated into a victory. Just check this out. Toonie making an amazing super to take out Slash, and then he's gonna cycle his super right here to also take out Czar. So Toonie's heroic plays and the team wipe, thanks to the flank from behind, as well as Bobby distracting Alec up there as well to exert some of his pressure to win full control and win this game. Just amazing teamwork by STMN with an insane comeback. Wow, that was a lot of fun. Those games were thrillers, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I can't wait for next week. Now, let's head back to the desk.
I mean, I told you guys we had some intense plays in store for you, but Brawl Stars is coming in hot. Okay, the first game alone, Zulon had an insane save with 1.5 minutes left. Ben ties it up with 20 seconds left in the game. I mean, that game was a nail biter down to the very end, Amiram.
I mean, the first game was, if that first game was a nail biter, what was the second one? I don't have any fingers left at this point, because like you get, and we've all been in this position. I mean, a lot of us who play competitive games have been in this position. You're so close, 94%. You only need that last 6%. You can so close you can taste it, and they just rip the red carpet right out from underneath you. Insane comeback. STM, one of the reasons they're up there at the top of the leaderboards. Absolutely incredible play. And again, Brawl Stars, one of our new titles, our new additions here, continuing to deliver on the action. And in order to make sure you don't miss out on any of it, !social. Type that in the chat and make sure you're following us over on social media. Constantly making sure we're posting updates, clips, highlights from all these amazing games for Brawl Stars and all of our other fantastic titles. So definitely be sure to follow up there and make sure you get involved as well, Glitter. That's important.
Yes,
stay up to
please.
date on social media. Do it.
Do it.
Okay.
Do it.
Oh my goodness.
Hang out with us.
Yeah, also that. Yeah, definitely do that. That's a way better sales pitch. Like, you hang out with us on social media. That's definitely the route to be going. Oh my goodness. All right, look, that's only our first game though. Can you believe it? Brawl Stars already in the books. Up next, it's all about Clash of Clans. So we'll see in a few. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the ESL Mobile Open. I'm Inverum.
I'm Glitter Explosion.
And welcome back to the recap for week number 2 here in North America. Brawl Stars done and dusted. More like leaving us in the dust with how fast some of those plays were. Okay, I need to slow down. I could talk about it all day because it was so close at the end there. It was a lot. But now we've got Clash of Clans up. We're going to slow things down, get a little more methodical, a little more tactical. Because this week, certainly, I mean, some of the play we saw, Glitter, was absolutely nuts.
Yeah, there's a lot going on when we take a look at those leaderboards, and there could be some changes. I don't know if you guys are necessarily prepared for, obviously, Lost Meta, SSG on top doing well, but we got to take a look at third place here, Paul. Happy endings, okay? They came out of nowhere. 7 wins in a row for week 2. What the heck is that?
I have been casting Clash of Clans in North America here for quite a long time. We're coming up on year number 3 now at this point. And to have a squad make a run like this, who we're not super familiar with, is almost unprecedented, especially when you contrast it to, Lost Meta Gaming. That is a massive clan family. SSG, huge. Hydrogen. I mean, it's just like I fell in every... Oh, should we go to the next page as well? I can just keep ranting and rambling off these team names. There are so many top clans. War Agency, of course, as well in there. One Hive, Coastal Clash, literally runner-ups and Mobile Open champions, Glitter. And they are down in 15th and 16th place? That's crazy how far the scene has come.
Yeah, I mean, that's insane, because that just shows how much the level of competition is consistently being elevated. And we've said it how many times, and we're going to continue saying it, but anybody can come in like a happy ending situation here and just blow some of these established teams out of the water. So, I mean, I don't think anybody saw that coming.
And here's the thing. Right now, where we are with Town Hall 14, this is a very attacker-favored meta. Needing to have some of this more robust base building, tower defense-esque skill, it's a little bit less relevant right now. So having players who can one or two trick, I guess, some really solid attacks is going to make a huge difference. And I think that's part of the reason we're seeing it. And look, I'm not saying there were 15 versus 15 Star Wars, but I'm not saying that. Absolutely insane, some of the action we got to see over this last week. Clash with Eric was able to break down all the action for us. So let's take a look back at our last week of Clash of Clans.
Hey, thanks Inverum. Let's go over the highlights of week 2 of the ESL Mobile Open North America. We have some crazy attacks, including a Kill Squad Lalo attack from Nick from Space Station Gaming, where he put the warden on ground. You guys are in for a treat. Let's go dive into it. Our first highlight of the week is coming in from one of the most well-known players in Clash of Clans history, a pro esports caster and a YouTuber. It's none other than Clash Bashing. Starting us off here with one of my favorite Town Hall 14 strategies, a super effective strategy of that. It's a Blizzard Lalo. Now, what he's looking for here as he opens up the attack is 3 things. 1, he wants the blimp to pull the CC. 2, he wants to form the funnel for the heroes. And 3, he's looking for high value structures like Eagle Artillery, Scatter Shots, Town Hall, or Multi-Infernos. If he can get out any of those key targets with the blimp, while he gets those other objectives, he can make the heroes come in afterwards and get huge amounts of value. With the CC pull, he can draw that CC over and fight it in safety on the edge of the base there, rather than fight it while he's under heavy fire from all the other primary defenses. The Baby Dragon forms the bottom side of the funnel. A Yeti and a couple Blooms come up on the top side of the funnel with a Sneaky Goblin up there, but unfortunately Tessa Farm pops at him, so that's where the adjustments have to start happening. Coastal Clash is currently number 16 on the leaderboards here for the ESL Mobile Open as week 2 concludes, and Mad Ram is currently number 25, and both these teams are slowly improving their position as the weeks progress here, but we'll see how they end up here as every other team starts to try to battle for those positions at the top of the leaderboards. But look at this, the King clears on the outside, sends in a super wall breaker to try to push him into the single inferno. He ends up dying, and if the King dies before the Yak, then the Yak enrages and it continues on for a little bit further. He He freezes up the single inferno to try to protect the Royale champion, gets her through the single inferno, which is going to make so that the queen can have free reign to pop in here, take the town hall down. He pops the RC ability, grabs out a sweeper and a battle builder in the middle of the base there, but unfortunately that multi inferno is just going to get healed right back up because of the battle builders around it. So it's not going to have any bonus effect there from the RC ability nuking out some of the damage on it early on. His queen ends up surviving, and the unicorn tops her back off on the edge of the base there as she wraps to the outside, and he'll start to freeze up these heavy defenses as he moves through. Freezes the multi-inferno, freezes up the scatter shot, and then freezes up the second multi-inferno as he gets to that area of the base. He still has to get the RC, but look at the electric owl working down the RC. He's got a couple headhunters to swipe in there as well, but combined with all those together and the ward ability protecting them all, he not only took a whole bunch of red bombs, he got the balloons through the multi-inferno, and he protected all of his other troops there so he could get that enemy RC down. His queen survives to the end. Now at this point, he's just fighting the clock. The queen still has her ability, which is kind of a big deal. He had one minion up on the top side that went after the builder hut that was in the middle of the base that got left behind, but it got hit by a red bomb. So he has to circle back to it, but he has to finish clearing out all the trash in the bottom of the base here before he can circle back, and he's running out of time. 10 seconds to cross the base. 8, 7, 6, 5, a red bomb goes off and kills a bunch of cleanup. 3, 2, and catches it with 2 seconds to spare. Unfortunately for Mad Ram, that last minute triple didn't carry them to victory. It tied up the stars, but they still lost on percentage. So Coastal Clash got the W there, moving a little bit higher onto the leaderboards. But speaking of leaderboards, here's our #1 team on the leaderboards as week 2 of the ESL Mobile Open North America concludes. It is none other than Lost Meta Gaming. They were playing against Uman Manda in this match, and this match came extremely close. It was a 15-15 double perfect war, and Lost Meta Gaming won it on the average attack time. They did it a little bit faster, and they took the W here. So crazy matchup here. But he starts in here with a Yeti Blimp to form the funnel here for the queen, using that funnel with the king on the other side to charge into the scatter shot compartment. So we'll see him progress further here, but let's quickly talk about the standings of the league here from the other teams. So Lost Meta Gaming is at #1, Space Station Gaming is currently holding #2, and then Happy Endings is a team that is kind of a little bit of a Cinderella story. I don't know where they came from, don't know anything about them, but they climbed up to the #3 spot, racking up 7 wins in a row this week. And then behind them we have Hydrogen Gaming at #4 and Train Station Gaming at #5. So we'll see what happens here as the weeks progress, but there's a lot of really good teams here, a lot of good competition for these spots, and the rankings are constantly changing. So pay attention to the Eagle Artillery here. First it targets the king, but as soon as the king goes down and the queen is the only one standing, it's targeting the unicorn now. It seems like the priority for targeting for the Eagle Artillery is not a 5-stack of healers. It's not the queen. If those are the only two standing on the board, it's actually the unicorn, which I found very interesting. The queen's under a lot of fire here with a lot of ground expos. He doesn't freeze up the ground expos to try to protect the queen as she moves forward to the enemy queen. He just goes to ability and he freezes up the town hall and the sweeper on the other side. I thought he'd go for the ground expo there, but he aims for the sweeper instead, which makes the Lalo move more seamlessly through the base, gets the town hall down, and then gets those expos off of the queen. His queen ends up surviving all the way to the end of the attack here. The RC sweeps under the Lalo with a couple headhunters to come in and help him get the king down and just clear the way here. He even freezes up the king with the multi-inferno there to get through. A couple balloons in the top corner, and he's absolutely shredded this base. A beautiful attack here from Rainberry, and it is no doubt that they are the #1 team here in the ESL Mobile Open North America as week 2 concludes. Nice attack there, Rainberry. And now the attack we've all been waiting for. Nick from Space Station Gaming coming in with a Zap Kill Squad Lalo attack. But what makes this super interesting is that he puts his warden on ground. This is a really risky attack here, because if anything goes wrong, if he messes up the funnel, then he doesn't have the warden to work with the Lalo through the town hall. The heroes have to take the town hall if you want to do the attack like this, and you have to get the funnel perfect. So he starts in with the lightning, then the baby dragon and a couple balloons there to snipe off an arch tower. A couple sneaky goblins come in the top corner, take out that storage. Then comes down the queen with a golem. He hasn't secured the funnel on the right side here, so he sends in a couple wizards, and then the lassie works with the royal champion. The lassie actually clears a couple of the trash buildings there, while the royal champion is working on the defenses. The wizards clear the way there, and the super wall breakers open the walls so that the troops will go into the base there even before the log launcher has finished opening up those walls. It's very, very important that we wall break open those walls, otherwise everything still walks on us. He protects the wizards on the flank there with a couple balloons, and then warden abilities right after he pops the king ability. As soon as all the barbarians are spawned from the king ability, then the warden protects all of them, protects the RC that has joined up in the middle base there, protects the golem and the queen, and pushes everything towards the town hall. He has to quickly burn through the CC without a rage. He has the extra spells there. He could do a rage if he really wanted to, but he wants that for the Lalo. He pushes all the way to the town hall, and the ice golems that come out of the log launcher freeze everything up there, giving him time to work. He gets the town hall down and then continues to push in that compartment. Now he has to get the warden to transfer off of the queen and onto the Lalo. So he has to send the Lalo over the head of the queen. We'd like to maybe even see the Lalo come in and start into the scatter shots there, which would be nice, but then you don't get the warden and you lose a lot of health there out of every single balloon. Makes them all much more vulnerable to the scatter shots, and we have to be careful about that. The hounds start to cross through and start to pop. The scatter shot locking onto some balloons there, so he freezes up the scatter shot, and he has 3 freezes and 3 haste to push his way through the base, and that is no problem here. He doesn't have a ward ability. Obviously, he used the ward ability earlier in the attack. The warden does get sniped off by the scatter shot there, so he has to freeze up the scatter shot, but he has the spell support to handle it, and he carries it through and works his way into the last scatter shot and takes it down. Beautiful stuff here from Nick. He has 25 seconds left to clean it up, and he brings in the triple, and Space Station Gaming is going to maintain their position as the number 2 spot in the ESL Mobile Open North America as week 2 concludes. Now look at the score of the war here real quick before we bounce out. 14-14. Unfortunately for Uman Manda, after getting a perfect war against Lost Meta Gaming, taking the loss there, they got a 14-star war against Space Station Gaming and then lost by 2 buildings with that one. Oh, they're having a rough time here, putting up some big numbers, but still falling short. So that's where we're going to wrap up our recap of week number 2 of the ESL Mobile Open for Clash of Clans. So I'm going to send it back over to you, Inverum.
And look, okay, A, heartbreaking, but B, can we appreciate, again, I teased like a 15 to 15 star war. For those who are familiar with competitive Clash of Clans, that's nuts. That's absolutely insane. I have never seen that in 2+ years of casting this game. I have never seen a team, a single team, get a 15 star war, let alone have both. It came down to time. We had 2 of them, and then a 14.
I told
14.
you this week was crazy, okay? People were not prepared for what we were about to show them. Because, I mean, even in the case of the very first matchup, 2 seconds left to get your 3-star for Madrim. It didn't end up, pushing them towards that victory in the end, but that still is insane. I don't care what you say.
Yeah, we've seen the odd one come down to 1 second. 2 seconds is still, as nail-bitingly close. And that's just, I think, is going to be the theme. Really, really close races. And I'm not just talking about Clash of Clans. Let me talk about Asphalt. Hey, coming up next. Hey, look, and if you want to play, if you're somebody who has wanted to get into competitive Clash of Clans, you're somebody who's like, you know what, I've seen it, or I've been on the fence, and not even just Clash of Clans, any of our titles here for the Mobile Open, ! Sign up. You can still get involved. Signups are still right down there. Absolutely. ! Sign up in the chat. Click the link, whether you're here in North America, Europe, Middle East, North Africa, Southeast Asia, doesn't matter. You can get involved. But Glitter, that means Clash of Clans done.
I'm ready.
All right, Asphalt. Okay, short break. When we come back, that's Online Legends.
I go ready for it. ready for it. I go ready for it. I go ready for it. I go ready for it.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the ESL Mobile Open. I'm Inverum,
I am Glitter Explosion.
and we're back with another week of recap action, highlighting all the amazing plays that we saw go down this past week. We already got some pretty intense races under our belts, and I'm not just talking about the time trial. Actually, I am talking about time trials, and I'm also talking about Asphalt 9, but in just a second, because, you know, as great as all these games are, it's not the only thing that we're out here looking to highlight and promote. We're also saying some good things about AnyKey and the Good Luck Have Fun pledge. AnyKey, of course, being a fantastic organization looking to promote diversity and inclusion in gaming and esports. They've been doing a fantastic job over the last few years, a lot of amazing initiatives. And of course, Glitter, the GLHF pledge, being only one of many awesome things they're doing.
Absolutely. And if you guys don't know what that is, you can get all of your information at anykey.org. But I mean, it's going to get you a badge on Twitch. Who doesn't want that? Okay. Because that's just cool. Plus, you're just being a good human, you know, reducing toxicity in gaming. And that's just an awesome cause.
Absolutely. That's what the pledge is all about, saying, look, I will, when I play games, I'll just try and be a little bit nicer. Because let's be honest, especially right now, everything that's going on in the world, we could all use a little bit more nice when we're taking the time to relax and playing video games. Absolutely. And look, you know, I got a chance to sit down. It was a while back now, but with some fantastic folks in the gaming space, in esports, and get their thoughts on something like the Good Luck Have Fun pledge. So let's take a look and take a listen.
My name is Jordan Gilbert, aka Nothing.
Hi, my name is Sue Lee. My handle is Smix. I think it's important for these initiatives to happen. Empathy really, really goes a long way, and it always means so much to us, and I think that's where initiatives like this really help.
I encourage everyone in the community, anytime they see bullying, anytime they see someone getting called names, I encourage you to step up and say something.
Good luck, have fun.
Good luck, have fun.
Love hearing it directly from them. But I mean, we've got over 1 million signatures on the Good Luck Have Fun pledge already. I myself have signed this pledge. Paul, have you signed?
Yes, absolutely. Are you kidding? When I was like testing, I had all my personal email, my work email, because I was testing stuff in the back end. And yeah, so no, I have a few badges now. I have definitely taken the pledge, and you should too.
Let's go.
AnyKey.org to check it all out. Let's get back to the action here for the ESL Mobile Open. I've hinted at Asphalt 9 being one of the games coming up. And Glitter, I know as we take a look at our leaderboards, our top three players, our top three racers from each platform, this is definitely a game that's caught your attention.
It's just so much fun to watch. All of our players are so skilled. It's graphically beautiful, and I mean, we're going to see it in a little bit here, but it's just one of those games that requires such fine movement that actually makes a huge difference. And so I love being able to watch this particular title.
Absolutely. As you can see, even just looking at the top three, and again, these are the top three players out of literally tens of thousands of entrants who competed right inside the app, right on Asphalt 9 Legends. Hundreds of seconds tenths of sec. Like, this is literally what's separating these players. That is how close it is. The smallest mechanical movement can be the difference between success or failure. And as you take a look at other leaderboard as well, I mean, it's basically the same thing. Android not failing to deliver, RPM, of course, being one of the most well-known clubs in the game, certainly not failing to deliver.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely going or slowly becoming a favorite of mine, specifically because of how detailed, especially when, because I feel like these are even closer than we saw last week. Our players are just getting better and better every single time. So it's just going to continue to elevate the level of competition, which is something that we're seeing across the board in all of our games at this point, because the skill level from all of these new players is forcing everybody to get better. And that's why we're going to keep them running. You guys, make sure you come play with us. So
seriously, you can sign up right in the app. It's a time limited event. It's right there. You just click on it. It's like the mobile. I'm just saying. And look, we've had players over the past couple years, players like Elite Joe, who have really made a name for themselves through this, multiple time champion, the prize money, the prestige. That's what these players are aiming for. So it is no surprise to me at all that we're continuing to see the level of skill, the caliber increasing week over week. And honestly, who better to help break down just how well these races are going than someone who's been with me every step of the way? Of course, it's Firam back again for another recap. Let's take a look.
Thanks so much, Paul and Glitter. Another week of Asphalt 9 qualifiers has come and gone, and I'm here today to break it all down for you. My name is Firam, and I will be your co-host in the ESL Mobile Open Asphalt 9 Finals in the North American Division for Spring 2021. If you would like to get involved and be featured in a recap video, go to the daily events, play the qualifier, and put your best time forward. This season, the car of choice is the Porsche Cayman GT4 Club Sport, a quite agile car sitting at the top of Class C. Last week, we saw Coco DU and Middle dominating on Scotland, and this week we have gone halfway across the world to Nevada. The most recent track added to Asphalt 9, Nevada is long and winding with plenty of hairpin curves, but also some long straights where you can pick up some great speed. So let's now take a deeper dive into this variant of the Nevada track called Long Run. You begin this variant facing a sharp turn to the right. The fastest way to do this in almost every car is to drift enough to save up for a full shockwave and then use it right away after the turn. About the time when racers pass by the green truck on the right, they will break their shockwave and go into single nitro, as the car will then be up to its maximum speed. Going by the truck also gives them a near miss, which gives them even more nitro. Then you have a choice whether to barrel roll off the left or the right ramp. Technically, the left ramp should be a slightly shorter racing line and should be better, but the right one will not probably lose you more than a couple of frames. Getting 2 barrels is best so that you have a full bar of nitro when you land, so that you're able to perfect nitro around the next turn and keep all of your speed through there. You can take this turn sharply and only pick up the yellow nitro, and if you have not touched the walls so far, you will get a perfect run directly before this ramp, allowing you to shockwave straight up it. One trick that you can use to keep your airspeed high for a bit longer after the jump is to bounce on the side of the bridge over here, and then you want to take both of the next jumps. Asphalt 9 is all about airspeed and momentum, and the more that you can be in the air, generally the faster your lap time will be. Next up is the tunnel. Now over to the right, when coming into the tunnel, there is a little bump that you can go up on and possibly fly into the air and gain some airspeed. Now this is a bit wider. You can also stay to the left and take a slightly shorter line as well. Then the fastest way is to take the yellow nitro and go into the intersection of the tunnel, and then, because the rest of it's barricaded off, you're forced to go into this tube section. Remember what I was saying earlier about wanting to stay in the air as much as you can? Well, one way you can do this is by staying on the inside, and the turn in the tube is just sharp enough so that your car will fly off if you go high enough to gain you some speed in the tunnel, but it's not so sharp that you wreck on the other side of the tube when landing, and you can even do this a couple of times. Then, as players will be getting low on nitro at this point, it's best to 360 out of the tunnel so that upon landing they'll have a full bar to get through the next section, which is pretty straight and without much nitro. Now we're coming up to the really curvy section of the track. Now it is best if you have enough nitro to shockwave after each of the turns, but if not, you can just use use either double tap nitro or the perfect nitro. But after the last one, the hairpin turn, you do want to have enough for a shockwave so you can go off this barrel roll with it. Then you can take a shorter route by jumping down onto the lower section of this dam here, and then you have a choice at the ramp at the bottom. If you flat spin up it, you'll be able to shockwave at the next barrel, but if you don't flat spin, you'll save some time here, but lose a little bit later. Both ways of driving this part end up relatively similarly. The main thing to keep in mind is that you want to have enough nitro to go up this last ramp with a shockwave straight on without having to 360 and lose time. So we've gone over the track and its tricks. Let's now take a look at the top run on Android, driven by none other than RPM Justin. He picks up the nitro bottle and drifts around the first turn just enough to be able to shockwave up to his top speed, then goes into single nitro so as not to use his nitro all up before the big jump. Gets a couple of barrels, then uses perfect nitro to make it around this turn without losing much speed at all. He picks up the yellow nitro bottle, gets a perfect run at the perfect time to be able to shockwave up that ramp, again taking all of the ramps that he can to gain the most momentum and airspeed that he can. He attempts to jump off the bump to the right into the tunnel. Unfortunately, he does not gain much speed from it, but he gets a good entry into this part of the tunnel, hugging the inside so that he's able to fly off the side to gain some airspeed. He then 360s out of the tunnel so that he has enough nitro upon landing to come up to the next turn. He uses the break nitro trick to conserve his nitro some, and then has no problem navigating the hairpin turns as he drifts around and then shockwaves and then drifts and then shockwaves, as this is the fastest way to get through this section. He does not drift on the final turn, but instead shockwaves early to gain the most speed coming off that ramp, jumps down into the lower section, does a 360 off that ramp there so that he's able to shockwave off the barrel as high as he can to gain the most speed that he can, then shockwaves off the final ramp into the finish line for a final time of 1:22.440. A very clean lap for sure, but let's see how it compares to the run from the winner of iOS, Yogg Saron. He goes into the drift in the first turn, as we've seen the rest of the contestants do, and then shockwaves up to his top speed, but then takes a slightly shorter route than Justin by going on the left barrel, only getting one barrel, but jumping off the ledge at the bottom to still gain some more airspeed. He then perfect nitros around this turn, just like Justin, saves up for the shockwave, but then bounces off the railing a little bit to keep some of that airspeed just a little bit longer. It seems that Yogg Saron is all about the shorter racing lines, as he does not attempt to go for the hump at the beginning of the tunnel. He doesn't get quite as good of entry into this section as Justin did, not getting as much airspeed, but he's able to land earlier and then 360 and get more airspeed toward the end of the tunnel instead. 360s a ton in the air to completely fill up his nitro, coming into the hairpin turns, where after the first curve he doesn't shockwave, instead just saving it for the second turn, and then again taking the final turn here without hitting the sides because this car just drifts quite well. He flies off onto the dam with his lime green Cayman, which goes quite well with the colors of the season, wouldn't you say? Now, he didn't 360 off the ramp on the dam, so he doesn't get a shockwave to go up that barrel, but he does get one to go off the final ramp, coming into the finish line for a final time of 22.294, just barely ahead of RPM Justin's time. Since these players drove such similar laps and yet at certain parts did quite different things, let's take a look at both of them side by side to see if we can spot any maybe smaller differences. I already see one. Justin takes the first turn a little bit sharper, which is probably why he doesn't have to drift quite as long to get to his shockwave. They both go for a near miss on this truck just to give them as much nitro as they can coming up to the next section, where we see our first real split as Yogg Saron goes low and does keep a higher speed toward the beginning of this jump, but Justin is able to keep a higher speed for longer, and so those both slightly different routes basically cancel each other out, and Yogg Saron is maybe just milliseconds, maybe frames ahead of Justin as they approach the jump over the canyon, and here we will see a difference again. Justin goes slightly further to the left, where Yogg Saron stays to the right and bounces off the bridge. You can see that his speed stayed above 400 for just that littlest bit longer, which may not seem like much, but it allows him to get to this yellow nitro ahead of Justin. When you have such skilled players as these, any little difference can definitely count. The reason why Justin didn't get much of a speed boost on that little bump is because he hit the wall a little bit too early, which caused his car to go back down and not fly up into the air much, if at all. Coming into the tube section, we can see that Justin hugs the wall just a little bit closer, which allows him to go higher flying off, but since Yogg-Saron didn't go as high, that enabled him to land closer to the wall and have enough room to go off of it again to gain more speed before exiting the tunnel. Yogg-Saron lands with a little bit more nitro than Justin, but this did not really come into play as both of them are using the break nitro trick to conserve their nitro, and since there are turns coming up which you have to drift around, they'll be able to fill up for Shockwave without any problem at all. Now here, Justin gains a little bit of ground on Yogg-Saron as he shockwaves before the second turn, allowing him to keep a little bit of a higher speed through that section. As we can see now, they are pretty much tied going around this hairpin turn. Justin cutting it closer, but hitting the wall just slightly, causing him to lose a little bit of speed, but both of them are at pretty much the same level coming into this barrel here, with Yogg-Saron just milliseconds ahead. He gains just a little bit more of time because he does not choose to 360 off this ramp, whereas Justin does, but this is balanced out somewhat because Justin can now shockwave up this ramp and go higher for pretty much the same speed, allowing him to keep that speed for longer. Now it's a beeline down the final stretch to the finish, with Yogg-Saron going off this ramp with shockwave just slightly ahead of Justin, and he gains in total about a 1/6 of a second throughout the duration of the track. And there you have it, our winners of the second week of iOS and Android qualifiers, both of whom played extremely well. So to wrap things up for this week, we've seen that Nevada is a very versatile track. These players have driven in all different colors of cars and taken different approaches to many little sections of the track, where overall the route was largely the same, but the small optimizations and tricks along the way could be quite diverse. So this has been your recap for the ESL Mobile Open Asphalt 9 qualifiers in week 2. You still have the opportunity to throw your own name in the bucket as the qualifiers are still happening now in Asphalt 9, so definitely go check it out and you might just get casted by me in a future recap. Good luck to everyone, especially the winners as they continue on their journey, and be sure to join me on May 16th for the Asphalt 9 finals with Inverum, who I'll now kick it back to.
See, this is why I like Asphalt 9 so much. Okay, we were talking 1.5 tenths of a second that separated our leaders on iOS and Android in that comparison. And this is why I keep emphasizing it. It's the minutia. It's the way that they utilize the track terrain in the smallest of different ways to optimize their speed. It's just crazy, Paul.
And the funniest thing about it too is that there were so many different things. It really took playing them side by side for you, and they did so many different things. And in the end, the second you think one person started to pull ahead, the other one just right back, and then one started to pull ahead, and the other one was right back. And it's like, I think if you were a top player and you're able to looking at this, you're like, if I take the best part of that and the best part of that and the best part of that, you would have like a top tier ace at the end. So hey, look, if you're trying to improve your gameplay, Glitter, look no further than right here.
Yeah, I mean, I am actually looking to improve my gameplay, so I appreciate you, kind of pointing this out, because this is now my educational resource for how I get to that level.
Seriously, Firam, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thanks to all of you who type !social in the chat, because that's how you find our links to social media, because that's where you should stay up to date with all that stuff. Interact with us over there on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. !social in the chat is how you find that. But that also means, Glitter, we're more than halfway done the show.
Already?
Sad. I know. Where did it go? All right. Okay, well, Clash Royale's up next, so we still have some good news. Clash Royale is up next. We're going to head to a short break. When we come back, Rich Slate will be breaking it all down for us, so we'll see you in a few.
Think about
everyone. Welcome back to the ESL Mobile Open. I'm in Verum.
I am Glitter Explosion.
We're going to keep doing it. Every single time, that's how we're doing the intro. I don't make the rules. That's how the intro works now. Thank you all so much for continuing to tune in here to a recap for week number 2 here for the Mobile Open here in North America. So far, we've basically just seen nail biter after nail biter after nail biter. And that's not changing. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Only going to continue to show you those because it's the best of the best. That's what this show is all about. We're showing you the top plays here from the Mobile Open.
Yeah, and you know what? The more I think about it specifically for this game, the nail biter applies even more because things are just consistently changing here, Paul.
Yeah, no 2 weeks are ever going to say the same. I mean, like, I mean, you're going to see what we mean after this next video. But look, constantly players are challenging one another. The quest for the top is never certain. And even players you maybe think are safe. Like, I'm going to give you a hint. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Yeah. You good?
Listen, I don't want to give too much away. So that's the problem, okay? Because I want to let everybody see this video first. But when we come back, we have a lot to talk about, suffice to say. So let's just send it to Rich and let him break it down for us. And then we'll see you guys when he's done.
Thanks, Paul and Glitter. I'm Rich Slayton from Clash Royale League. Week 2 of the ESL Mobile Open's North American Division in Clash Royale continued much the same way as the first, with a few key players really pushing for those top spots on the ladder, and everyone keeping a close eye on the newly developing meta after no balance changes for a long time, with a huge swath coming in just a few weeks ago. One deck making a big splash here at ESL has been making a similar appearance all over Clash Royale. The featured deck this week is a minor P.E.K.K.A. poison control deck with Goblin Hut, Mother Witch, The Log, Zappies, Royal Ghost. What the heck is going on here? Well, this deck was just recently featured on CWA's channel. Of course, if you follow CWA, one of the most popular YouTubers in all of Clash Royale, the American Bag played on that channel for a 12-win Grand Challenge. Bag, of course, has represented his country on the international stage multiple times. This deck is exceptionally strong, designed specifically to counter a large portion of the ground meta. So if you're up against Lava Hound, you might have a bit of trouble here and there. But if you're up against a lot of the really frustrating stuff that's currently being played on the ground, specifically Golem and Electro Giant, this is a great deck for that, with excellent control capability with the Goblin Hut, the Zappies, and of course that Big Mama P.E.K.K.A. to DPS that stuff down. Multiple players right now are running this deck in the top 1,000. A few players over 7K in the overall ladder. This thing is really strong, and we saw Latak use it multiple times here, as you've seen so far. In this event, Latak doing a great job, went 3-0 with this deck in our ESL competition. Very curious to see if Electro Giant and Golem keep gaining in popularity if this deck pops up more. On to our leaderboards. The top 3 didn't change much. In fact, didn't change at all. Some adjustments in their overall records, but still in the exact same places: 3, 2, and 1. Ruby, Zod, and Jaco. Ruby currently holding down 3rd place for a 2nd week in a row. We mentioned last week a nearly 6K player, 58-57 personal best, but with level 11 cards. So this kid can certainly play, and he showed it over the course of this last week. Got some fun wins, of course, winning with a very, very classic P.E.K.K.A. Bridge Spam deck, an old-school throwback version of P.E.K.K.A. Bridge Spam. No Magic Archer in there, using the minions, but did get the job done. And of course, for Ruby, more of that double win condition play. You see here going with Balloon and Royal Hogs together, a thing that Ruby's known for. If you're trying to push on this ESL ladder, make sure that you prepare for Ruby, if you match up with him, to go against those double win conditions. Now, last week, we speculated about our 2nd place player, Zod, with some rumors that maybe that account was the mini of a more established competitive player, and it turns out that was absolutely correct. Zod is the mini account of Bale, a very, very good semi-pro player out of Mexico, part of Delta Stars, a high-level semi-pro team from Latin America. Zod/Bale comes in with a 7.4K personal best and multiple 20-win challenge badges. This is a guy who can certainly ball and has competitive experience, not just ladder experience, but capable of playing in both of those environments. So it's no big surprise that his meeting with our undefeated leader, Jaco, was a great back-and-forth battle. Of course, Jaco came into this matchup completely undefeated, and Zod/Bale gave him a great run for his money. Game number 1. It was Zod taking that first game with some P.E.K.K.A. Ram Rider action against Zod's go-to archetype of minor wall breakers, a very control and defensive-heavy version. Zod coming out on top in this first one. Game number 2, the script got flipped. Jaco took game number 2, playing a very fast cycle version of Graveyard, able to get them down very, very aggressively and defend well against, Sparky, E-Barb's Rage. Oh, what the heck's going on here? Well, Jaco took the win, so don't be too worried about that one. But then we get to game number 3, and Zod pulls the old copy deck routine and goes and pulls the deck that Jaco just ran, that same Graveyard cycle deck, and hands our leader a game loss and his first match loss overall. So we still end this second week with Jaco overall in the lead, but that big 0 in the loss column no longer there. Jaco does take his first loss. And now it's time for our game of the week from ESL's Week 2 action in North America. And it's a great one between Ruby, our third place player, and Latak, a very, very talented American semi-pro. Here we go, hopping into the game, and you can see Latak top of your screen, Ruby at the bottom of your screen. Ruby maybe going double win condition one more time, balloon, and yet you see the golem all queued up. This is classic Ruby so far in this event. And Latak going Royal Giant E-Barbs, a throwback to 2018. Played quite a lot then. Of course, the Fisherman and the Mother Witch, not part of the meta, back on them. But of course, if there's a broken card in the game, use it. If there's 2, why don't you double break it? So we'll see if this Mother Witch and E-Barb can stop Golem Loon here. Of course, that E-Wiz and Fireball will both be critical for Latak in this matchup. First minute of gameplay has passed, and at the moment, no significant damage either direction. That's a good bit of Fireball value there for Ruby at the bridge, and the Musketeer adds insult to injury, 1973 on that top right-hand side. But look at this great push. Oh, and the Heal Spirit nearly gets some good work there in the opposite direction. And take a look at that. Golem behind King Tower and single elixir, and absolute brutal punishment in the left-hand lane. Royal Giant at the bridge right into a Scarmy. Log takes that off, and Mother Witch behind. This tower in significant trouble on the left-hand side. That's not quite tower down, but damage done. And this should be an easy control here. King Tower activation should be incoming with that Fisherman to pull the Golem to King Tower. There you go. E-Wiz up high. Ruby's dirty tricks not working against Latak here so far. This balloon, though, may actually get a connection. A nice zap at the bridge. No, E-Wiz at the bridge, excuse me. And now that right-hand tower of Latak in a whole lot of trouble as well, down to 717. And here we go into the final minute, 15 seconds. And we do have the lead for Latak on that left-hand lane. And it looks like Ruby might just sacrifice the tower here. That's the right call. No point in defending 46 HP when your opponent has both Log and Fireball. Now Royal Giant in the pocket. And Ruby, what's he going to do to stop this one? Just goes and responds with a Musketeer on defense. That's a lot of damage given up. And now Musketeer with the Golem high. Mother Witch in response here from Latak. We'll see what game plan Latak can put together, because that Fireball easily clears off the Mother Witch. Goes high, and look at that. Skarmy to support the Golem here, force the Log out high, but the Fisherman protects that right-hand tower, and E-Barbs try to go coast to coast and force out a lot of elixir. And there you go, Royal Giant in the pocket. Latak keeping the pressure on and really, really punishing his opponent Ruby here with these over expenditures on these Golems. Golems 8 elixir, folks. Dropping that in single elixir is a huge commitment, and that's a commitment here that Ruby just could not afford to make. Here he goes, trying to get that balloon on tower, maybe steal this one here, and now an aggressive push. Mother Witch, Fisherman, E-Barbs go down, a one E-Barb in, Pigs in, but this balloon making a beeline with Musketeer for that King Tower. Can it steal it? Fireball in the hand of Ruby, and he doesn't take it. Fireball in the hand of Ruby, and he doesn't use it to stop that push. I don't know if that was enough room to go ahead and steal that win, but man, Ruby came so close to taking that one right back. If he had just maybe used that Fireball, he had enough elixir there to at least get those piggies off the tower for a minute, he might have stolen that win from Latak. Unbelievable play there at the end. So much fun to watch. And if you're watching this at home, hopefully that fires you up to get involved as well. Of course, go to play.eslgaming.com. Register for this tournament. I want to see you here next week in the arena on our weekly recap.
Again, Glitter, nail biter down at the end there. Like every time that golem was like charging down the lane, I mean, charging maybe too nice, lumbering down the lane. I was like, okay, so then what happened here? And the fisherman came out and just like, no, get out of here. And the fact that like Ruby was able to put up such stellar gameplay, knowing that like the matchup really wasn't favoring them there, just goes to show the overall level of attack able to clutch it out. Just really fantastic. And what's so cool about this is in like the 48 hours since this video was made, Glitter, let's take a look at our leaderboards. Things are already changing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to talk about here. First of all, Zod, okay? Zod's not in second place right now, but Zod, we also figured out who Zod is, okay? We heard Rich say that he is a semi-pro player out of Mexico from Delta Stars named Bale, so that explains why he's been so dominant. Also taking away the undefeated status from Jaco, managing to get a win there, but Smurfblade Paul, what?
I mean, who better to come in and kick Zod out of that second place spot than the Smurfblade themselves? I mean, that feels aptly poetic, if I do say so myself. But even just the fact, again, you know, Giants can still bleed. Jaco, who's had a fantastic run so far, is still up in first place, no longer undefeated. So really showing some life here at the top of this leaderboard. But look, again, like Rich said, there are still opportunities to get involved. This is only the end of week number 2. If you are a player who wants to get involved in Clash Royale, this is the place to do so. Do it. Oh my goodness. If you sign up and haven't played your matches, get on there 3 times a week. You can go in the afternoons and play your matches. ! Sign up is the place to do that. Because hey, maybe Rich will cast you. That'd be kind of cool, Glitter.
That would be really cool. Maybe I need to do it so that Rich will cast me.
I think. Well, you know, I don't think technically you're allowed because you work for the program, but we'll make an exception just for how cool that would be on the show. Be cool, of course, to cast all of you fine folks at home as well. So be sure to go get involved in Glitter. That means we're nearing the end of our show.
But that also means that it
PUBG
is
Mobile.
just of my favorites.
PUBG Mobile. It's PUBG Mobile. I mean, look, you're slightly biased. You may have casted a pro league or 2 for PUBG Mobile. Yeah, that means that's what's up next. So we're going to head to a short break. When we come back, you and I and Hot Jukes back at it again. We'll see you in a few. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the ESL Mobile Open. I'm in Verum.
I'm still Glitter Explosion.
Woo! And you're dancing because we're having a good time. The action this last week has been crazy. I thought week number one was all about taking a look at who these, really top contenders were at the top of the leaderboards.
Yeah.
It's really starting to establish, like, okay, who are some of these big names we should keep our eye on? But this week, as much as it's about, some of these top players are still great, there are some insane up-and-comers looking to put their mark here, and the margins, Glitter. The margins by these, it's so small by which these teams are winning, and in some cases, not even winning, as we see more ties on our PUBG leaderboard.
And honestly, I'm here for it. I want more and more ties because even last week, we saw how close the leaderboards were with PUBG Mobile. Specifically this game, these players, these teams, they have not been resting. They have been battling it out every single day, and it's been impressive.
And like the idea that 4th and 5th is a single point, the idea that 2nd and 3rd is a single point, the idea that 7th is still tied, insanity. And I also want to point out a name up there near the top, Los Infiltrados, which I want to point out is a team that Hot Jukes said he had his eyes on, a team that he identified as one of the squads to watch, and clearly they listened up there in 2nd place. As we look at the rest of our top 16, Glitter, more names that we know and some new up-and-comers that we're less familiar with, which is always great to see.
A surprising amount of up-and-comers, which is why I love this event so much. This is your opportunity, to your proving grounds to get in with a lot of the teams that we do recognize from pro play. So, and even all the way down to 16, especially in a game like PUBG Mobile, that's still not a very wide margin when it comes to points. So any of these teams in the top 16 position right now have a shot at being in a top 8 next week.
Oh, absolutely. A couple of chicken dinners. It's really all that separates some of these teams. You drop a 35 point game, not out of the margin of possibility by any means. And suddenly you are right up there in contention. And I think that's one thing that we can never forget is just the idea that on any given day, a team can show up, be dominant, be explosive, make their mark. And that's important. But you know what else is important, Glitter? Is consistency. And that's really what separates a lot of these top teams. And it's something I think these up-and-coming squads need to focus on.
Yeah, and that's something that I think everybody talks about anytime PUBG Mobile is brought up, just in general. You can have a strong one-off game here and there, but that is only going to get you so far, especially when it comes to, an overall leaderboard situation. If you're able to consistently put up solid numbers, even if it's not always a chicken dinner, if you're just in a top 4 position every single time, undeniably, then you are just on another level. And that's what we're looking for here.
That's what you're going to need to be at in order to make it into the money. That's really what we're keeping our eyes on. And I know Jukes has had his eyes on some of these teams as well, which means we're going to throw it over to him to break down all the action from week number 2. Let's take a look.
Yo, what up, Environment Glitter? Okay, so we have another week in the books here for the ESL Mobile Open. And as you guys saw, we definitely saw some changes in the leaderboards. What I want to get into, though, is the plays, baby. You know that I love to see some action. And here's the thing. We had some big ones. We had some big ones here week number 2. And I'm going to start it off with the brand new series of the Hot Jukes Play of the Week. And I'll tell you what, this one was a banger. So having said that, let's get into it. Play of the Week is going to happen in none other than Sandhawk. It's going to be by a squad here called Zone 7. Now, I'm going to play it all the way through because it's just that good. Now, you can see here, they're getting some kills, moving their way into zone really well, just kind of utilizing each other. I would love to see the whole squad group up, but it doesn't even matter because just wait until you see the end. 7 from Zone 7, trying to put in some work. Now, again, this match happened in day number 1 here of week 2, and this is group 8, and this squad, they performed really quite well. This is that big bounce back that I love to see, though. Right now, they're trying to be able to utilize each other, trying to be able to get the finishes, and you're going to start seeing them struggle a little bit. You see 7 go down. You're going to see 0 with the Tommy gun. Try to be able to make a play. Goes for the drop shot. Does not work out. But his teammate, always really there to be able to make it happen. Karma, busting out that 6x, getting a nice spray down. You can see they're holding the edge of the zone. He doesn't want to move from here, doesn't want to run out in the open, is just trying to survive. So far, 4 kills. He's going to rack up a whole bunch more. And wait till we see this right here. Wraith ends up going down, and now it's just Karma. Karma all by himself, trying to get it done. He's gonna go ahead and throw a grenade down the hill, try to get some finishes. He's gonna be able to wipe out that squad. Tries to go for Wraith, but guess what? It's gonna be a little too late. He hits the lean instead of the revive button. So that hurts, but we're gonna skip on over. Here's the play right here. Karma up on top is gonna start throwing some nades, and he's gonna start eating blue zone. Now, we've seen this before in previous tournaments, the heal strat coming up big. He's got 5 first aids, right? So, okay, you know, at least he's be able to secure at least second place. That's what we all thought, right? But look at Karma. Popping them first aids, spamming it, waiting. Just trying to find that opportunity, ready to strike. And guess what? Right here, Team 9, Ascendancy, right in the middle of the open. Get shredded, and that is it. Done. We just saw Zone 7 clutch out from Sandhawk. I thought that that was just beautiful. Big heads up play from Karma, and that is why Zone 7 gets my play of the week here for week number 2. All right, so that was my play of the week for week number 2, right? The problem was that there was so many diamonds, and I want to know which one you think is your favorite in the comments. So let's go ahead and get straight into it right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and start with this one, which in my eyes was the most disrespectful play I have seen in all of competitive PUBG Mobile. Tiger running for his life, but guess what? Pro Era is Autumn gonna get the finish with a pan. Absolutely disgusting. Next, we're gonna move on over to Aaron Gale. In Cognate Gaming here, you're gonna see gonna get a bunch of kills. So far, they have 11. They're rocking a duo, and they're got those nades locked and loaded, and they are making some plays. The snake play towards the end, always so well executed, and they're gonna get the nade finish and get it with 13 kills in total. Next up, we're gonna see E-Storm here. Now, this is the team that has the most points in this entire tournament. Rivas making some nice plays with that Tommy gun. Good suppressive fire, great teamwork. Now, this is them pushing into zone. This is what really shows me what a championship team is made of. The ability to still get good points even when you're out of position, when you don't get zone blessed. And you can see Achilles head on a swivel. This is something you have to do. Even though you're trying to get into circle, you have to clear your backs. And I love to see this heads up decision. Great angles, great teamwork in order to get that. And as soon as he gets that kill, Zohan, boom, jumps in that buggy and is trying to get the rest of his squad into position. And Rivas, just look at this teamwork. This is why you see them as the #1 squad and the team to look out for the rest of the tournament. Rivas still making some big shots. Great suppressive fire. Gonna get knocked there, unfortunately. We're gonna see the rest of his team be able to make some plays. Instant smokes, instant revives. That is huge. Next zone is gonna go away from them. So they're not gonna get zone blessed again, but at the same time, when you have a squad that's able to execute it like this, you're gonna start seeing some magic happen. And you're gonna see Zohan, look at this, on top of the car, through the smoke, trying to get some shots. The angles they're holding is ridiculous. And he's gonna send it with the buggy. Sending it with the buggy, gonna get shredded, but look at that. It was almost like they baited it out and were able to get the finish. That is so beautifully well executed. And you're gonna see the rest of the teams here try to send it on in just like they did, but it ain't gonna work out. You still got E-Storm, 1 member left, but still refusing to go down. Look at them pile up 10 kills so far. That Molotov getting mighty close, but it ain't gonna be close enough. They're gonna get that reset. Gonna go ahead and start getting some shots downfield. Drops down right below the buggy. Uses the blue zone to his advantage. Gets knocked, but still not dying. They're still refused to go down. 11 kills for E-Storm. Look at this. How many revives is this? It's absolute insane to watch this team. And I just want to just keep playing this out because of just how well it is done. Achilles, man, look at this. 14 kills. 14 kills from this squad. And they are just executing this beautifully. This end game was probably one of the most beautifully well played. I mean, this is on par with any team playing in any major tournament. And you can still see E-Storm. Look at this, pre-firing every single tree, snaking it on in. And how do they have 4 up still? My mind was just absolutely blown at this team's performance. Now you see Zohan get a little bit, I think, a little greedy there. I think that is I think that was just a confidence issue. I think that he was just a little too cocky after getting 15 kills. So I can't blame him on that one, but he knows his team has the rest of his back. Now it's just 1 player left. Polag gonna go ahead and get the knock onto Rivas, gets to finish this to confirm the point, which is really important. But look at this, Zohan's still not out the game. Still not out the game. This squad is so good at just utilizing each other. Oh, look at this, Tonka towards the end. Getting Groza
Beautifully well done. They know exactly where Polag is. Achilles knows for sure. He's going to go ahead and throw a Molotov right in his direction. And as you can see, Polag has nothing he can do. Nothing he can do, and that is going to be a big game from Esports. Next up, we're going to take it over to Miramar. We're going to see Cold2 BG. This is the team that's currently second right now on the leaderboards. Rulo getting a nice little finish. They're doing a great job at securing this high ground and just laying down the law. Rulo getting another kill right here. That's going to be 3 in total. And this is why you're going to see a team like this just execute so well. Look at that. Rulo, the footstep position you have to do has to be so on point, because if not, you're going to go down. And he survived. That absolutely blew my mind. I want to know what kind of shoes this guy is wearing, because that was really, really insane. The rest of his team, though, not Walls, not trying to fall off this one, because if he does, it is all over for his squad. And what a fortunate turn of event to be able to get a crate on that mountainside. I mean, I don't think you could have gotten any more blessed, but I mean, that is going to be a huge one here for Not Walls. And you can see him just trying to get those angles. The red dot coming in big, has him down to 0 HP. I'm surprised he didn't get knocked. I mean, the man had to boost up to 1 HP basically, but Not Walls busting out the Bop Barker, the MK14, as you can just hear that thing barking like crazy. And he's just trying to catch Mr. Tricks here out in the open. Nice little peeks back and forth. Very well executed. And you're going to see him continue to put in some work. So you see that Walls. I love how he pre-fires right here, because he knows for a fact that the blue zone's going to get him or he has to run out. Now you're going to see the last moment. He's going to get this confirmed. That's going to be 6 kills for Cold2 BG. But guess what? He's on the top of the side, and this is the problem a lot of players run to. They got to jump down, but it's not going to be able to work out. So a second place finish, but some good solid kills from this team. Next game we're going to look at is going to be still on day number 1, and this is from Group 10, and this is Astralis Inferno. Max got my favorite, that Car 98 8X, trying to put in some work, trying to get some headshots. Gonna switch over and say, nah, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and bust out this M4 to get that finish. 5. Now look at the kills. 6 so far, but he ain't done yet. Air Max, look at that. The beautiful leaning constantly, getting those plays. Oh, I love to see that. Astralis Inferno from here on, just laying it down. He, man, barely survives. He just tries to run back, but guess what? It's too late, man. You gotta commit. You gotta either turn and shoot or just go down, and that's exactly what he decided to do. Max, though, ain't done yet. Busts out the Tommy gun. 8 kills. Make that 9. Lemonade from their team goes down, but you still have 3 up. Eka, or I like to call him Kaka. I'm just kidding. Trying to be able to make some plays. You can see him from that other position throwing out those nades, trying to survive. But again, kind of like Eaststorm, you see some really good teamwork, good execution here. Max, with those beautiful peaks, awareness, understanding he's got to be underneath there, gets it done and just secures this position. And look at that. We jump over 12 kills, gonna make it 13. And that, they have 1 squad left. And I mean, Max, just on point at this point. This man's on fire. Just literally, I mean, they're Astralis Inferno for a reason, because Max is putting the squad on his back. Now, he doesn't have a helmet. He ends up losing it right there. But but it doesn't matter. He says, I don't need a helmet. As a matter of fact, I want to take it off so I can see the enemies even better. And Max, look at that. 1 more kill, 1 left. And just, you're going to see some great teamwork here to finish him off. And you wonder, who is going to get the last kill, huh? Well, guess what? It's going to be none other than his teammate. Moving on over to day 2 of matches, and you're gonna see none other than Passion Fruit. This is a squad that we have definitely looked at closely in the past. Now they're rocking a little bit of a different lineup here, but still being able to execute a great performance. 12 kills, make it 13 right there. Jay dropping down some more nades, putting in the work. Gets knocked by, of course, Stealth on the other end. And this is Star trying to put up a fight. But man, I'll tell you what, this Passion Fruit squad, they know what they're doing. Throwing down some Molotovs, just laying it all down, and they're going to get the big chicken dinner. Moving on over to Group 6, we're going to see the team Black-White getting it done here in Sandhawk. Now you see Patron go down, but you're going to see the rest of his squad put in the work. Jav putting in some really good shots, holding some really good angles, trying to get this last member, has to switch to the Tommy gun. That was, man, it was a little bit too close for comfort, but you're still going to be able to see him get that last remaining kill and finish. And just like that, only one player left. Here goes Hugo, taking his time, and they're gonna get the dub. Okay, so that's gonna wrap things up for week number 2. We saw some great plays from some teams, and we're definitely starting to see some up-and-comers, I think, as this tournament goes on. One thing I'm looking forward, though, to is, of course, week 3. And for anybody that's watching this, remember, you can still sign up. Go to the ESL website, get some of your friends, and hopefully I can go ahead and feature you as the Hot Jukes Play of the Week for week number 3. So having said that, that is it. I'm gonna go ahead and send it back over to you, Glitter and Envirum.
I love that we've got a Hot Jukes Play of the Week now, but I have a little bit of a bone to pick because yes, that Karma Zone 7 Karma play,
It was good.
it was pretty
It was quite
good. Okay,
It was quite good. It was quite good.
but we need to talk about the crazy end game for ESG because I refuse to accept that happened. They had so many revives. They got their players up so many times. They literally didn't lose a member of their squad until they already had the advantage in their top 2 situation. So it was just, they got knocked and somehow somebody else was either on a better angle to finish that fight, the engagement, or they were able to win a 1v1 that they maybe shouldn't have won with the amount of health that they had left, and they just kept getting each other back up. They work so well together, and it was wildly impressive to me.
I second that wholeheartedly. I just did some mental math, and it may not be 100% correct, but I believe just from what we saw on camera, they got 7 revives. Just in the span of those like last 2 to 3 circles, which for those who don't know, the healing stat is something that's important in PUBG Mobile. That is very impressive. And honestly, Rivas winning that 1v1 when the player crashed him into the tree, when his teammate got to a dream, a smoke grenade, and a Tommy gun is apparently the makings of success there. Now, ESG looked absolutely incredible. And I would actually put that as one of my favorite moments from the day as a whole. I think I also have to go back to the fisherman play that we saw earlier in Clash Royale. Just so annoying, that goal. I'm like, that's your win condition. It's this massive elixir. It's sink. And it just getting outcycled and outpaced because of it. And just the early King Tower activations. Makes me miss. I definitely need to play more Clash Royale. Oh my gosh. Anyway, definitely some of my favorite moments for today. What else would you say? Yours there, Glitter?
I mean, it's definitely going to be the ESG play, but also I think the 15-15 double perfect war, that was kind of crazy. So, I mean, that's going to go down as a pretty legendary moment for me so far for the Mobile Open.
I think just a legendary moment in general, because it's so rare that you see these. Obviously now, Town Hall 14 mixing things up, but still, the idea that it comes down to time, are you out of your mind? Like, we've seen ties before, but 500% to 500%, 15 stars apiece, absolutely incredible. And again, I would expect nothing less here because this is the ESL Mobile Open. While it is open to everyone across North America to join, there are still some really good teams, some good players here competing, and it makes sense that we're seeing some highlight plays like this. But just means week number 3 is going to have to continue to deliver the action, I think.
That's very true. I need all the players to just continue to step it up because I am enjoying this thoroughly.
Absolutely. And again, if you're enjoying it too, make sure you're following, subscribing, YouTube, Twitch, wherever you happen to be watching this, social media, sign up, all that good stuff. Make sure to get involved. But that's it for us today. So many great plays from start to finish, but that's it. We're going to have to see you next week. Same time, same place. I'm Envirum. That's Glitter Explosion.
Glitter Explosion.
Oh, darn it. The one time I don't. The one time
I was ready. I was ready.
That's it for us. Okay. Look, I'm gonna walk out in shame now. Glitter, take it away. All right. Bye.
I'm the winner coming out.